peppercorns and white peppercorns mixed will do it, okay? We usually put it on. We just make this, again, a plain cream. I don't add any stock into this because, again, I've lots of flavors and the beef and rich beef flavors and things like that. So when that starts smoking a bit, we just add a little bit of the good old Hennessy and then a little bit of cream, okay? Now, the other trick to using cream sauces is, if you want, what we always do, we don't normally just reduce cream, okay? You can reduce cream to thicken it, and it gives it a nice consistency to put on the plate. But if you don't want to reduce cream and have all that cream and butter fat in it, that what we normally do is we get the right flavor into it, and then we thicken it. So you can thicken it with corn flour, so it's a nice coating consistency, and it doesn't have to become then too rich, etc., etc. Okay? So this is this one here. So is that smoking yet, Ross? On the front here, I've got some red wine, okay? With a little bit of some red wine and some port, okay? And what we do is I'm going to thicken that now with this is some corn flour maizena, okay? So again, when you put on your red wine, mostly red wine, okay? It's quite acidic. There's a lot of tannin in there. So I'm going to taste it. Now, Ross, if you taste that, that's quite acidic and quite tannic, okay?
Okay. Oh yeah.
But there's fruit there, isn't there? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to put
salt or sugar.
We're going to put some sugar. Put some sugar, okay? Because really, that's what you want to do to get rid of, just to sweeten it up a bit.
Yeah.
And then we're going to.
We have 10 minutes to go here.
Oh Jesus, right? Better. Who's on after me? Are they more important or less important than me?
It's not another Ross.
You didn't answer that question fast enough. I'm staying. It's my stage. I want it. Okay. Now, how are we doing on the cauliflower puree, Paul? So, the cauliflower puree, we've just made the glaze, the parmesan glaze, okay? We reduced the cream, and we added the parmesan and the egg, and we just whisked it in, okay? You can see this now, it'll start to thicken, okay? Oh, lovely, look at that. Lovely and thick. See how thick that is? Okay? And if you over-thicken it, you could just put a little bit of water into it if you want, okay? I'm going to leave that aside. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of butter. Okay? And that'll give it a little bit of richness, okay? So, now.
Now, there's a lot of butter and cream going on here. People are wondering, how do you keep so slim?
Running around the kitchen all day, Ross. Okay. Now, I'm going to put a tiny bit more red wine there.
And this is the glaze for the beef, is it?
This is going to be a little sauce we're going to put on the plate with the beef, okay? But when you see how much I put on, you'll understand, really. It'll all become very clear. Okay, there's my pepper, smoking. If you stick your nose over that, you'll be sneezing for days, okay? Now, you don't see it flame because it only flames really if you've got a naked flame to light it, the fumes light. But this is induction, okay? So, is this cream here? It is, yeah. A little bit of cream, okay? Just going to bring that to the boil, okay? As they say in Italy, good food is worth the waiting for. But I need a few more kilos and a beard to say those kind of things convincingly, don't I? Yeah. Okay, that's that. Okay. So now we're going to roast some cauliflower, okay, for the gratin. So you're going to see everything coming together now, at long last, as they. Okay. Okay. That's my cream for the cauliflower. Okay, these are florets of cauliflower, okay? Can you see them? I've just cut up a little bit of cauliflower head, okay? And what I've done is I've blanched them in a little bit of salted water, okay, for about 3 minutes, okay? So I'm going to put these into the pan, and we're just going to brown them slightly, because what do you do when you brown them? Again, we're talking about the caramelization. And when you caramelize things, the flavor comes up, okay? And when I'm caramelizing it, I'm going to put a little bit of icing sugar on top of them, okay? Gives us a tiny bit of sweetness, okay? Now I'm going to thicken this pepper cream slightly. Okay. It's my spoon. Now, at the same time, really, if you want to, you can just eat a daub of beef just with a really good mash and the sauce. This is kind of a restaurant standard kind of presentation which I'm showing you because
But what
I
you
think
can
that's
do is if you decide to do one thing that's really maybe a bit complicated and everything else is simpler, maybe.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, and the daub would be it, and you can put it in the fridge. But you'll see this coming together, the cauliflower gratin now, and you'll see, you can put it together and put it in the fridge and get it out, put it in the oven, and then gratinate it. Okay. So it is fairly
So you can
it
do
is
the
fairly simple at the end
you
of
do
the
the
day.
cauliflower the night before. You can do
Everything the night before.
Everything the night before,
Everything you have here. So you're coming down and you're taking out your gratin, put it in the oven, taking out your beef, rewarming it, okay, and then you have your sauces ready. They can be kept in the fridge as well, okay, and the onion. So you really take you 10 minutes to put all this together, okay. A little bit of icing sugar, nice bit of salt, okay.
That's a new one on me, icing sugar.
Yeah, very good with cauliflower, and it'll help it caramelize a little bit sweeter. Cauliflower can be slightly bitter flavour.
And
Okay.
you know, sometimes if you're caramelizing onions, people will add a little spoon of sugar. Would you use icing sugar instead?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, same thing. Yeah.
Is that because it's going to melt quicker?
Yeah, we use it because it melts quicker, and it's just
Okay.
like it's easier to put on. It's a powder form and that kind of thing. Okay. So now here we have our cauliflower puree. So I don't know if you can see that. It's nice and smooth. Okay, really smooth. So what you do to get it so smooth is you get a fellow like Paul to knock around your house. So how are you, Paul? He's at least 40 euros an hour though. But what you do is when you've cooked your cauliflower and you need to dry it off as much as you can, take all the excess liquid out, okay, and then blend it. And as you need it, you add it back in spoon by spoon, and you keep it nice and stiff, okay. And that way you get a nice bit of cauliflower. You get a nice smooth cauliflower, okay. Then what we need to do is we need to taste this, okay. So I'm going to taste this. Okay, it needs some salt. Okay, it's my salt. Get rid of the sugar. Did you rob my salt? Where's my salt? Right, here we go. So a nice bit of salt. Okay, the other thing we add into it is a small bit of white truffle oil, and I'm sure you've all seen white truffle oil. You can buy it in most shops now. But the essence of using this is really about a couple of drips, as opposed to using like a huge amount. Okay, if you taste it, you've abused it. But if you use it just to help enhance the flavour of what you're flavouring, then you've used the correct amount. Okay.
You just want the shadow of it in the background.
So that's
isn't that
it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There's nothing worse now than getting
And too
kind
much
of raw,
truffle. Oh,
too much
can't stand it.
truffle oil. But
Too much
truffle oil has
truffle.
been really abused, Okay, so here we go. It's our cauliflower. Okay, so now. Okay, so I've seasoned these. Okay, so I'm just going to put in. Have you?